Hi guys, what's up? This is Making It Happen, Zak Kappen. I wanted to put a vlog together. I've actually wanted to do one for quite some time. I just haven't had the time, the energy, or the know-how. But finally figured it out. I didn't exactly want to record myself because that's just boring, so I figured I'd record my screen. So a couple things to go over. First off, I'd like to say this vlog is primarily about keeping you guys informed. Unless you know us personally, me, Mikey, and Chris, or one of the jivers, you don't really hear many of our ideas. You don't really hear what direction we want to take 815 Local Jive. I mean, that's all said in the show. It's said in person, but we don't really put it in an outlet where it's all in one place. So I'm going to kind of go over things coming up, things that, changes that may or may not take place, ideas that we have, that type of thing. Just kind of keeping you guys informed. First off, we got some big news. So we have a website now. It's actually 815localjive.com. Yeah, I am really stoked about this. I do have to renovate the whole thing because after I got it all set up and going, I realized that, there's more stuff I could have done with it. I just got it up really fast to get it out there to show people, get our basic information out there. But I am going to be overhauling this sometime within the next couple weeks. One of my friends is a really good writer. So I'm hoping that she's going to help me, write up some more in-depth information about us. So, just stay tuned for all that jive. But anyway, that's that. Next up is the events we're going to be having coming up. Oh, see, I made the thumbnail that you will be clicking on to watch this video. Anyway, yesterday, actually, considering this is the 2nd of June that I'm recording this, we had the Benefit for Veterans, where that was a really awesome time. I didn't get to stay for the whole thing, but yeah, Mike LeBay got his hair cut. Always nice and wonderful. So he's nice and buzzed off. He did that when they hit the $300 mark, I guess. He only needed to raise $200 in his name to get his hair cut. He ended up with $300, so cheers to Mikey. I guess we almost raised $1,000 for the veterans, for homeless veterans. It was a good cause, good times. Woo! Anyway, the next thing to talk about is the 815 Local Jive live shows, which this flyer is outdated. I haven't updated it, so sue me. To explain the basic idea behind these shows to the general populace, we wanted to take the cross-promoting, uniting the bands and fans idea together that Chris Johnson and many others have had, and apply it on a larger scale. So say, for instance, the Devils, LOC, and Modifier are playing Whiskeys. Okay, so in the past, all three of those bands would promote the show evenly. They would promote each other. They would link each other's songs to their friends and on their pages. They would make their fans the other band's fans. So they would not only come to see them, but they'd come to see LOC. They come to see Modifier. They come to see everybody. And that's part of the point, is getting your fans exposed to more than just you. I mean, there are some fanboy rock band fans out there that'll just go to see one band. Like I know a couple people that only go out really to see LOC. That's the only time they ever really make a trip to go out to the bar anymore. They'll go here and there, but they don't go out they don't support the rest of the local music. Now, imagine if all these bands, every single one of them, shared, like say for instance February 22nd, if all the other bands down here throughout the rest of the year shared that show, how many people would see that? If even one band member from all those different bands shared that one show. As long as these bands didn't have a conflicting show, like they didn't have another show played on the 22nd. Oh, shit. Like they didn't have a play a show on the 22nd, and they advertised it. What was the hurt? This was an experiment. All right. Didn't do so well this time out. We're going to talk to some of the bands and try to iron out some kinks, I guess, for the next go around. But that's the point. Unless this works, unless they do this series of shows is pretty much just another show a month. There's nothing special about it aside from bringing some acts together that you would normally see together. That's pretty much it. So anyway, that's the idea behind it. The next one we got coming up is June 22nd. Or 21st, sorry. June 21st at Whiskey's. Starts at 8. Modifier, Lie, and Left of Reason. It's going to be a good show. Better frickin' be there. Y'all better frickin' be there. Alright, anyway. Beside that, next one, Rockford Invasion. This isn't an 815 Local Jive live show, but all the same. The way this works, because I've had people ask me, is we got 2 buses that we reserve. We get the money in by June 22nd. We have to have the money due by June 22nd in to rent the buses. These are charter buses, huge buses. They haul 100 fans-ish, depending, all 4 bands, their equipment, everything, and tons of beer, all the way to, in this case, Penny Road Pub, and drinking all the way there, drinking all the way back, basically get there, rock the show, set up, rock the show, and then leave. That's what it is. I mean, it's a good time. The first one last year was a kick-ass time. The ride back was a little bumpy. Someone got caught smoking on the other bus. Mikey. But, it still worked out pretty good. And speaking of Mikey, he has actually volunteered. If you get a hold of Mike LeBay on Facebook, or call him, or whatever, if you want tickets to this, he has volunteered to drive to your home and hand them to you himself. Now, whether or not you want Mikey at your house is a completely different story. But I'm telling you, I mean, it's less gas for you. You don't have to worry about, hunting him down or hunting one of us down. Otherwise, get a hold of anyone at 815 Local Jive, message us on Facebook, or anybody that's a part of these bands, Ominous Grave, Fist of Rage, Modifier, So-Called Saints, anybody that's a part of those bands, or even message the band page themselves and say, hey, I want tickets, where do I get them? You get a hold of us, we will bring them to you. That's pretty much how it goes. Anyway, next up, some ideas. We had some ideas. We love to have ideas. We don't normally tell people about these ideas, but I'm telling all of you guys about this idea. So, Breastfest. That's it's July. July 18th through the 21st, I believe. We are toying around with the idea of trying to get the 815 Local Jive show filmed on location there. And then I would go home in the morning, because I'm an early riser. Last year I'd be up until 5 a.m. I'd still be up at 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, wide awake, and ready to go for the rest of the day. So I would get up, take it home real quick while everyone's still sleeping, edit it, get it up online very fast. As long as we get the format right, that's what I'm worried about now, is the logistics of the format and make sure everything gets recorded right. If we can do that, then we can put up one show Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's the idea. And then Sunday show would be probably just later on in the afternoon when I recover from my hangover. So even if you're not there at Breastfest, you will still see some coverage from us at Breastfest. Speaking of the show, there's been a lot of people were, okay, is the show not going to happen anymore? Is it done? Is it over with because of this episode right here? Oh, this is the video from the episode. It's not the actual episode, but a lot of folks were like, well, are you guys not doing it anymore? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Well, I'll tell you, we are still doing the show. We need to find a new set. We lost our old set, which is what you're looking at right there. I thank everybody for volunteering the spaces that they have Overcast actually volunteered some space, and I appreciate it. But we need something big. Like, I'm not too terribly worried about like massive size, but in this case, I'll tell you why. Like, right here, this is a chroma key effect. This is the green screen back here that I applied the 815 logo to. Now, you'll notice, well, you might not be able to notice because this is going to be low definition anyway, but there's a very fine blur around the edges, like Mikey's head and the couch. It gets better around me because there's this backdrop light. But this is basically how chroma keying works. The green screen itself has to be lit up so it's an even color of green all the way through. Alright, now, as you can see, this is not an even color of green all the way through. There's shadows everywhere. It was horrible. Trying to play around with the green screen effects for the show, honestly, tripled, if not quadrupled, my editing time. That's why I'm seriously thinking that the on-site shows at Breastfest would actually be a lot easier, because I've literally just had to plug it in, put an overlay over it, and make sure I have who's on the show in the front, the intro, the music, the intro, everything, and then render it, upload it. That's all I have to do. But with this, it was a lot of playing around. Sometimes I'd have to render this with making this chroma keyed out so that this green was transparent, put a solid green behind it so that this line was nice and smooth, and then render it like that, and then chroma key it again to get rid of that green and put whatever else I wanted behind it. And even then, sometimes if people got up and there was a shadow on the green screen, you just see blotches of blackness in the background. It was horrible. So pretty much, if you want to get really ghetto right now, you want to get ghetto with me? We're gonna totally get ghetto right now. So we're gonna go to paint. Oh God, that's horrible. What are you doing? All right, so say this is a room. All right. So if this is gonna actually look ridiculously bad, I'm just saying right now, this is bad. How we were in our old set was like, here's the couch. Yes, it really looks horrible. Just bear with me. See, couch. This is where Chris sits. Which, by the way, it's hilarious trying to see him get out of that chair, considering his feet dangle. And the green screen was like right here. Alright, we had light, and then the lights in the ceiling, and the camera was back here. You know, for how good I am at Photoshop, you'd never figure it right now, because this looks ridiculous. But that was the camera. Alright, we had the end table in the middle, and the audio recorder right there to pick up the audio from the 2-3 sources, whatever it was. Now, the problem with this is that the light was hitting them. It was hitting part of the green screen, but not the middle of it, on both sides. Now, for a green screen to work efficiently, it pretty much has to be like, let's divide the room. It has to be like, here's the chair, or here's the, oh God, that was almost a perfect rectangle. Holy shit. Okay, so here's the sofa. Here's the other chair. Here's the end table. Green screen be back here, about 6 to 10 feet back. Have an independent light just for this part of the green screen. Independent light just for this part of the green screen. One suspended from the ceiling just for this part of the green screen. One from the ceiling for the backdrop for the people. One over here for the backdrop of people. One over here for the back. Are you starting to see where I'm going with this? And then the camera would be back here doing its little thing, recording. Okay? The reason this is because that makes this green screen completely green and flat. There's no way there's any shadows, and it's an instant chroma key effect done good. There's no way there's any shadows. The backdrop, the lighting for the backdrop, actually gets rid of, when I was saying there was a little fuzziness, it gets rid of that fuzziness. So there's no fuzziness. It'll be just a complete, crisp, clean look. A professional look. That's what I've been trying to go for forever. But that's really ghetto, but that's pretty much how we were. We were cramped. Actually, funny story. The first show that we ever shot with Chad Foster, I was in a closet. Yes, that's right. I shot in the closet. Y'all can look me where I pee. I shot in a closet. So anyway. But that's that. So that's why we need a lot of room. I want to make a lighting rig that would suspend. It'd probably be about maybe a foot deep. So hanging from the ceiling, if we had 8-foot ceilings, that means we'd have 7 foot of clearance, which we don't really have 7-foot people on set, but that's what I optimally want. That'd make it look a lot more professional. Aside from that, the show itself, we are talking about, well, I haven't really discussed it with anybody yet, but I'm thinking, and I'm sure I'll hear about it after Chris and Mikey see this vlog, but I'm thinking what we'll probably end up doing is having the show run, every season would run from the fall months to the spring months. And then the summer, because the summer is busy, guys. The summer, I mean, it's nice out. You want to be outside. You want to be, like, I especially want to be outside. I can't spend my entire day in front of a freaking computer in the summer. I mean, I do as it is because of editing and everything else, but that can't be healthy. I don't want that. I don't want to be sitting in front of a computer all summer. I want to be out enjoying myself, spending time with my friends and family. That's how it should be. So the rush on getting the new set isn't exactly a rush. If we get it, cool, like right away, we can try to plan around what we can do, start getting stuff for the set. That would be awesome. But until September hits-ish, I'm not too worried about it. Season 2 will be coming soon, yes. We will have specials during the summer, yes. But as far as actually sitting on the couch talking to somebody, yeah, I'm kind of leaning toward just doing it during the months that we're all inside. I mean, hell, look at all the shows that I just said that was coming up, and that's maybe 1/10 of the shows that are actually going to be coming up. It's busy. It's very busy. I mean, you can't devote your entire life to something, then I mean, you just get burnt out. You can't do it all the time. Another thing I was actually going to bring up, kind of exciting for me. I'm going to be talking to one of my old friends here soon, more I should say, and actually getting details and everything. I want to make another division of 815 Local Jive for a undisclosed genre. I'm not going to tell anyone what it is yet, but let's just say it's pretty popular in Rockford, the Chicagoland area. But this other division would have its own characters, would have hopefully its own video guy, and I could just work with him and I don't have to kill myself. Pretty much what I'd like to see is a whole new group. Not so much it's not replacing us. That's a genre of music, they should support it. It's not like if I go to another show that I'm not feeling the music for, I'll still cover it. I'll still like it because I like all forms of music, but it's not what drives me, you know? And you have to have a drive to really be into it. And so for the other divisions eventually I want to make, I'd like to make a division for each major genre of music in the Rockford area. I already got metal and rock covered. Like I said, I'm not telling you about the new one is, but if things work out pretty good, the Facebook page will be displaying events from rock, metal, and this new genre. We'll be having their information on the website. We'll be having their videos on the YouTube. We'll be bringing it together so that everybody gets to see everybody's stuff. And that's part of what 815 Local Jive's mission is. It's not to sit there and, just promote one form of music or just have a good time with one clique of people. We want to make sure that, everybody's heard. One of the biggest things that irritates the hell out of me is I go to shows, I try to get other of my friends to come to shows, and what happens? They say, "Oh well, I'm not sure about that bar," or I heard bad shit happen at that bar, or whatever, or I don't like the people that go to that place, or whatever. And you know what? Everybody has that. Honestly, there's some bars I can't stand, but that's my personal experience from way back in the day. One of the biggest misconceptions, like about whiskeys, especially, is like, it has a bad rep or whatever because it's a biker bar or whatever. That's stupid. I've been going there for a long freaking time. And anybody remember Stash O'Neill's? You know, Dollar Anything Friday nights? There was an ambulance and 2 squad cars outside that bar every freaking night, but yet everybody went to that bar. And now you take Whiskey's that I haven't seen an ambulance or a cop car there yet, aside from just saying hi or getting a beer. You know, oh shit, I hope I didn't get anyone in trouble. But you never see that. You know, part of what we're doing too is erasing the stereotypes. It's kind of like, oh, well, I go there, that's nothing but a bunch of like frickin' Neanderthals beating the crap out of each other. Or if I go there, it's a bunch of frickin' pill popping idiots, or, you know, what? Screw all that. You know, if you want to be narrow-minded and listen to the social media about stuff and stereotype people, that's your problem. But I've been around the block a lot in Rockford. I've seen a lot of different places. I've partied with a lot of different people. And yes, whereas some of the stereotypes are true, not in probably 50% of the cases, and that's a lot of cases. You know? If you use it, I mean, there's certain places that, yeah, you go there, you didn't have a good time, you went there was like somebody got stabbed. Yeah, that's fine. Even if it was years ago. That's called post-traumatic stress. Well, wait, is it? I don't know. Leave a comment. Maybe somebody might want to know what that is. But either way, you were shocked about something that happened there. You don't want to go back. That's fine. But don't sit there and never have an experience and then just sit there and just knock it all down and say, well, screw it. I'm not gonna go there. It's icky there. Okay, why is it icky? Have you gone there? Have you checked it out? No, you haven't. Shut up. So I'm recording stuff. I'm putting videos up of people having a good time, laughing, drinking, you know, everything. You guys get to experience these guys, these personalities and everything before you even choose to go to the bar or choose to go out, period. You know, and we're not even putting a big spin on it. I mean, we try to keep the language to a minimum, which never freaking works with Mikey. We try to keep the drinking to a minimum, which doesn't work with, well, half of everyone I know. But, you know, this is real life. We're not putting on a show. We're not acting it out. Mikey's just as crazy and hyperactive, I guess is the right word. You know, Chris is just as, you know, charismatic and I was about to say you could take a shot like a champ, but that sounds really perverted and wrong, but I was talking about Southern Comfort. But anyway, that wasn't the point. You know, come to the shows, come out, see us. If you don't know anybody at the show, you know we're going to be there. Just message one of us. We'll have a beer with you. Just send us a message, be like, hey, I'm coming out to the show. Okay. I'll buy you a shot when you get here. That's pretty much how it goes. Okay? Come out to the shows, enjoy yourselves. But anyway, this has been my banter, my long rant. It's Making It Happen, Zak Kappen. I am not here with Mike LeBay or Chris Johnson, but if they were here, I'm sure they would say hugs, kisses, and high fives.